In 1984, the very first landfill ban for gypsum wallboard waste was enacted. The provincial government of British Columbia wanted not only to reduce solid waste disposal in the province, but was actively evaluating recyclable materials and seeking reprocessing capabilities. It was a natural fit for the owners of a company that was already in the construction waste hauling and demolition business. New West Gypsum Recycling was born out of a need to reprocess and recycle gypsum wallboard production scrap and construction waste. We are one of the first companies to return waste products back into valuable resources. Now, 3 decades later, New West Gypsum Recycling has the highest quality recycled gypsum material in the industry. New West Gypsum Recycling leads the way in world-class technical and safety standards, with our patented processes, advanced equipment, and highly skilled teams at each of our facilities. New West Gypsum Recycling will accept gypsum offcuts and waste from public sources, collecting a tipping fee. Additionally, manufacturers turn over wet and dry production scrap for reprocessing. These materials are sorted to rid the stock of any foreign content and processed to separate the gypsum powder from the paper liner. The recovered gypsum is then transferred back to the manufacturer for new wallboard production. The paper, metal, and other recovered materials enter their own recycling stream. The gypsum industry has a product recycling challenge that is getting bigger every year. Let me provide an example. In 2010, the total available market for worldwide recycled material was somewhere in the neighborhood of 11 million metric tons. Of that number, more than half came from deconstruction and renovation projects. The other half came from new construction and current production scrap. Let's take a step forward and extrapolate what that's going to look like in less than 20 years, given the massive increase in production and use of gypsum wallboard products globally. The number will more than double to almost 20 million metric tons of gypsum material that will need to be recycled in order to stay out of a landfill or one-time use. Most industries would say that this is a good problem to have, but it takes planning and technological effort today to ensure that this level of recycled content is going to be acceptable in the production models of tomorrow. Economic instruments like disposal bans and extended producer responsibility tariffs are becoming a worldwide norm for product lifecycle management. New West Gypsum receives pre- and post-consumer gypsum waste material at all of our plant locations. The material is pre-sorted by hand, which diverts any contaminants, like wood, metal, and plastic materials, to other recycling streams. Both wet and dry pre-sorted material is then loaded into a large hopper, which feeds onto a sorting belt. A quality control agent then sorts through the material again to ensure suitability for wallboard manufacturers' feedstock. A conveyor belt moves the material under electromagnet, which removes ferrous metal fragments. Once the pre-sorting is complete, the material is ready to be processed. The gypsum core is separated from the paper liner, and the paper liner is baled and reused or repurposed. The material is then transferred to the nearby manufacturing facility, where it is blended with the natural or synthetic feedstock for new wallboard production. New West Gypsum Recycling leads the industry by consistently producing material meeting this specification. Through our patented process, we can recycle up to 25 tons of gypsum waste per hour at each of our plants. New West Gypsum offers a closed-loop sustainable solution that ensures gypsum is reused and not lost, as it is with composting or land spreading. Gypsum can essentially be recycled forever with no degradation to the material. New West Gypsum's philosophy keeps gypsum material in the supply chain, reducing the need to extract virgin material, which helps to preserve valuable, natural resources for generations to come. With our focus on the reutilization of materials, our main goal is that no gypsum material ever ends up in a landfill. We care about the environment and want to do our part to help make responsible decisions to positively affect where we live. We are relentless in our efforts to educate public and private sectors about gypsum recycling. Today, New West gypsum plants have the capacity to process 1 million tons of material per year, and we challenge ourselves to grow that number. We will continue to invest in technology to improve our processes and reduce costs.
We have companies that deal with waste. We have containers on building side. We also own transfer stations where we sort a lot of material out.
New West Gypsum has a proven business model. It's worked for 3 decades, and are justifiably proud of our patented processes. Our long-term, skilled employees are an essential component that ensures the highest quality feedstock for manufacturers. For more information on New West Gypsum Recycling, visit our website at www.nwgypsum.com. Email us info@nwgypsum.com or call us 604-534-9925. Thanks for watching.